It's hard to explain, guys. Yeah, see that stuff? That's what you got to look out for. Projectiles. Oh, listen to that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another first ride video. The 2026 Interceptor 650. Listen to that. I do love those twin pipes coming out the back. Alright, let's get going, shall we? Okay, this is different. This is different. Oh, I love that sound. Let me just get out of this area, guys. I'm excited. This is a bike that I've been wanting to ride for a while now. This and the Continental GT, but today I have the Interceptor. And boy, does she sound amazing. Now, the only difference between the Interceptor and the Continental, so I've been told, is the handlebars, the seating, and the peg position. But other than that, you're running the same chassis, the same engine, and pretty much everything else. So it should be pretty similar. Now, guys, as you see as well, I've got the 2 camera setup, so hopefully that just adds a little bit more layer to these reviews and these first rides. I've been wanting a second camera for a while now, so I'm glad I've got that setup going on. Gee, this color is beautiful. It's like a deep, I don't know what to call it, like a deep emerald green. Absolutely stunning. Now, this bike is running dual slip-on exhausts. I will let you know what those exhausts are later. I don't know the brand, but they really bring out like a nice deep note to this bike. I know you guys overseas in India and all that, you say, oh, this isn't traffic, come over to my country, you'll see what real traffic is. But for us here, this is traffic, and it still sucks. All right, we'll go into the middle here. I'll cut all this boring part out, guys. You don't need to see all this. What are you trying to do, mate? Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Royal Enfield, their engines just put out a tune that's nothing like anything else here. They're super throaty sounding engines. Oh yeah. Come on, guys. That's 40 horsepower at the wheels. It does not feel like 40 horsepower. Now, guys, welcome back. Sorry for the long intro. This is another first ride video, and today I am super excited, as I always am excited, because I get to ride another Royal Enfield. Now, these bikes, especially Royal Enfield in particular, have been gaining my interest over the last few months, and the more I've been riding Royal Enfield, the more I've been becoming more of a fan, because they are surprisingly fun, simple, affordable bikes for anyone in the market for a motorcycle. Now, today I'm on a 2026 Interceptor GT. Now, this bike runs the same chassis, the same engine as the Continental GT, which I still haven't ridden yet, but I will, don't worry. So at least I can get an idea of the power, the sound, and the general overall feel of what this bike is about. Now, the only difference, as I've just said previously, is the race handlebars, the style of seat, and the foot peg positioning on the bike is the difference between the Continental and the Interceptor GT. This bike is running 2 dual slip-on exhausts, and boy, does it sound incredible. Let me try and get out of this traffic a little bit here. Oh, what a beast. And I'm just cruising on 100 kilometers per hour right now with 0 to no effort The bike feels like it is just coasting. Now in today's world where we're all about power figures and chart numbers, I feel like Royal Enfield kind of just defeats that whole purpose. When you have a bike with 40 horsepower at the wheels and 47 horsepower at the crank, that still feels like it sits on a highway at 100, 110 kilometers per hour effortlessly. I've always struggled to say that word. And I just love riding these bikes. They just have a sense of fashion, style. I love the trim of chrome with the beautiful colours that Royal Enfield brings their bikes out with. I feel like these bikes are for the real enthusiast, you know? Someone who just wants to go for a ride and enjoy their bike and enjoy the weather. Today is actually a beautiful day. We have a lovely 23 degrees Celsius, which is far better from the previous times I've been filming, where it's been 38 to 40 degrees. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm enjoying the ride. Now, because these bikes have the same engines and the same chassis, yes, they're very similar in their own little ways, but they're also, you know, there's little things about them that are very different. So you don't feel like you're riding the same bike. Oh, all right, tunnel check. Oh yeah, this is why I take the bike down the tunnel, guys. Listen to that note that's coming out of this bike. All right, you ready? Woo! Guys, I love it. I love the fact I get to do this. Now, straight off the bat, guys, this riding position is super comfortable. It is very upright, but, you know, not in a scooter sort of moped sense. I'm not leaning too far forward like I'm on an aggressive naked sports bike. I'm just coasting and I'm just chilling. Now, obviously, these bikes run the same dials and control panels as most of Royal Enfield does, which I love. I love the old 50s style retro look. I love these chrome handlebars. I love the dual dial gauges, the analog gauges. They've really done well at keeping this bike in that retro class and having a retro feel. And I'm actually really glad that they haven't brought out the digital TFT screen display for the Interceptor model, because I feel like it would ruin that classic feel. Let me know what you guys think. I love the chrome features. I love the chrome tanks, the badging on the side of the bike. I love the paint color, this deep emerald green, and this seat is super comfortable. It's not a very narrow seat, and it's a nice soft leather. Super comfy to ride in. You could probably ride this bike for at least 2 hours without having to get off. Now, the brakes are, you know, they're adequate, they're okay. They're not the greatest. You're only running single discs at the front, which for a bike that weighs around 200 kilos, you would think that you would run dual discs at the front of the bike, and you can feel it a little bit when you do put on the front brakes. I know it's not a super powerful bike, so you don't really need a lot of stopping power. But compared to riding, you know, the Triumph and all that sort of stuff, I can feel the front brakes are a little bit on the, I don't know the right words for it. You guys know what I'm saying, right? I wouldn't say spongy. You just got to pull the lever in a little bit more when you're using them. Oh yeah. I really don't need any more power on this bike, and I must say it's quite funny. The older gentlemen seem to really love this bike. It turns heads, but not for the reason that you think it would. You're mostly turning the heads of men in their 50s and 60s, which is kind of funny, but you know, it is what it is. Now, sorry guys, I do mistake myself. I think this is a 25 model, but from 2024 to 2026, there's no features that have changed on this bike, so the year doesn't really matter too much. Now I am super impressed with what Royal Enfield have been producing over the last few years. I feel like they listen to their market, they listen to their audience and their consumers, and they put out these products that people actually want to ride. I know the Royal Enfield Himalayan is the top seller in India at 37% sales, and following that is Thailand, and the Western market sits at around 14% sales, which is still quite a fair chunk of the market. And Royal Enfield sold over 1 million motorcycles last year. That's a lot. That is a lot of motorcycles. So they're obviously doing something right, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why. Now I understand people's hesitancy to buy non-mainstream brands like CF Moto and stuff like that, which, in fair, haven't been around for a long time. But Royal Enfield, they've been around since the 50s, if not before that. I think they've well and truly proven themselves to stand the test of time. So I think you could put your complete trust in these bikes, that they will get you around, because if they're designed to get around the Himalayas, I'm pretty sure they can get you from A to B on city streets. We've just filled back up with crazy fuel prices. Now, another great thing to mention about Royal Enfield 650s is these bikes are learner friendly. If you're in Australia and you get your LAMS license, which is the learner approved motorcycle scheme, you can only own up to a 650 class bike. And the beautiful thing, which I think is quite smart, is that they've kept all of their bikes under 650cc or 650cc and under, which means these are available to everyone. Beginner learners, intermediate riders and experienced riders, because you pretty much break out to everyone. You can sell this bike to anyone with a motorcycle license. Guys, in a world where we're running modern Teslas, electric cars, electric bikes, there is just something refreshing about riding an old classic style machine like this one. It feels different, it hits different, and I don't think you'll ever beat it. I don't think you will. Let's do the 50 to 100 test. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I stuffed it up. Oh no, my foot slipped on the gear lever. Oh well. Now all the latest Royal Enfield models come with a 6-speed transmission, which is ideal for these kind of roads, freeway riding, highway riding, whatever you want, long distance traveling. I'm sitting at 100 kilometers per hour at about 4,300 RPM. Very comfortable, not too loud in your ear. Because this is a heavy bike, you don't get too much wind resistance. You're not getting blown all around the road. Now, I haven't noticed any exuberant amount of heat radiating from this engine. It is a nice day today, which is probably a good representation of your average day out on the road on a bike. And I have not noticed really any heat coming from this engine. The great thing about these fins on the engine block is that they actually do serve a purpose, they're not for show. So even though they're designed to absorb the heat and disperse it through the fins out into the wind, or the cool flow of the air, you're not feeling that heat transferring onto your legs. Yes, in the middle of summertime you're going to feel it a little bit more, but for now it's super comfortable. Now guys, let me know what you think about this new camera setup I've got going. Let me know if it's actually if it's making a bit of a difference in the channel, if it adds a bit more like I've said, a bit more layer to it. I've always wanted an extra angle to film on, and I know you guys said that you wanted the Continental, but unfortunately things have happened where I could not take the Continental out, but I could take the Interceptor, which is pretty much the same bike. I do love manual shifting on this bike. It feels like that's what it was designed for. You don't need any of this quick shifter nonsense. You're riding an old classic bike, you're going to shift the old classic way. I think that is one of the great things about Royal Enfield motorcycles, is that you can just buy a nice quick pair of slip-on exhausts and change the whole note of your motorcycle. It's not going to break the bank. You don't have to get a whole exhaust system put on. You can if you want, but you know, there are a lot of customization options that are out there for the Royal Enfields. You're kind of spoiled for choice. You can really personalize these bikes and turn them into your own. Some of the bikes in the Motormax workshop there are really spectacular. They're super custom. People have personalized them to look how they want to look and to express kind of their own personality through their motorcycles, which I think is a great feature, a great aspect of the community. It's hard to explain, guys. Oh, jeez. See that stuff? That's what you got to look out for. Projectiles. Look, guys, there's something that Royal Enfield does that I don't think a lot of other motorcycle manufacturers do, which is the feeling you have on this bike. It's different. It's hard to explain. It's very different to how I felt on a lot of other bikes, especially the Japanese brands, you know, Triumphs, all that sort of jazz. It feels super unique. It's a unique experience. I just feel different on this bike. I want to cruise around. I want to stop off at cafes. I want to park the bike up and I want to get a coffee and I want to sit back with my feet up and just stare at this bike. I don't want to go fast. I don't want to, you know, rev limit this bike. I don't want to fly through traffic. I don't want to break the speed limit. I simply just want to cruise. It is amazing. And I think Royal Enfield is one of the best manufacturers at making you feel that way and actually giving you that experience on a motorcycle. Now, this video I've made, this is a first ride experience. This isn't to inform you on the bike specs and on the features. This is really just to give you guys a feeling of how I feel when I jump on a bike like this for the first time. It just kind of, I just want to share my experience with you. So I hope you guys have, you know, enjoyed it for what it is. These are my full review videos, as I've said, but I like to share my experience jumping on a machine for the first time, and it really is the first time. So thanks, guys, for watching. Let me know what your favorite parts about the video were. Let me know what you think about Royal Enfields, and give me a bit of controversy. Let me know what are some of the things that you don't like that Royal Enfield does in the market, or that they do on their bikes, that has something that kind of puts you off. But also let me know some of the key features that makes you just fall in love with your bike. So guys, there you have it. Thank you for watching. This was just a little first ride experience video for you guys. I love to share my experiences. Check out next week for the full review of this motorcycle. But for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, as they all say. It does really help out the channel, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. It really makes a huge difference with your support. I really appreciate it. The support's been phenomenal. The subscribers have been phenomenal. And I couldn't do this without you guys. So thank you so much. And I'll see you next week for the full review of the Royal Enfield 650 Interceptor. Have a good one.